Welcome back to the Netherlands. Welcome back to TT Circuit Assen for part 2 of round 4 of the 2024 season of Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. What a season this is turning out to be. Yesterday, the form book was turned very much on its head, and it was down a little bit to a visitor in the shape of Larry ten Voorde, who came and started on the front row, but it was Sam Yongyan who started on pole position. His first ever pole position in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. A great job done by him, but it was Larry ten Voorde who got in front of him in the first lap of the race and pulled clear, and it was just as well that he did pull clear. He crossed the line 13 seconds ahead of second place Sam Yongyan, but did receive a 10-second time penalty for not slowing under a full course yellow. It meant that his winning margin was 3 seconds. Still plenty enough, but it just shows you how close to the mark it can be in Porsche racing, especially when it comes to track limits. And we've seen a lot of that over this weekend in free practice, in qualifying, and in the race. You can see a big crowd waving at the cameras. There is a very big crowd here as part of Jack's Racing Day at Circuit Assen. So track limits are very much something that we'll be keeping an eye on, because drivers may well pick up a penalty if they exceed track limits, and the stewards have taken something of a zero tolerance approach this weekend. Quite rightly, some would say, because the track is, the white lines are the track, not a suggestion of the track. So the drivers need to stay within those white lines, and if they exceed track limits, then they will pick up a penalty. Other penalties went the way of Walter Zwierdrich. He got a 5-second time penalty after contact with Robin Knudsen, and Alex Ryman, who also made contact with Robin Knudsen, he's got a 5-place grid drop for this race today. But yesterday it was Larry ten Voorde who held on to the first place. Sam Yongyan turned the pole position into second place. He was very gracious. He felt very honoured to be crossing the line second to his fellow countrymen, both drivers of course from the Netherlands. It was Walter Bergkamp, the guesting driver, who was in third place in the rookie race. Sam Yongyan clearly took the top step of the podium in that, with Domas Radonis, who really was very impressive and has been since he turned a wheel here at Circuit Assen. He came home in second place in the rookies. By far his best result in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux ever. He got 5th place overall, and the championship leader in the rookie championship, Cobra Powers, came in 3rd place in the rookie race. In the Pro-Ams, another guesting driver, Hans Weiss Jr., took the top step of the podium, with Ziad Giris in 2nd and Mike Rosenberg in 3rd. And I've been doing some calculations on the points. We haven't had an official confirmation of where the point standings are, so this is very much subject to confirmation. But by my reckoning, the overall point standings are incredibly close. It is Paul Meyer who leads the way from Dirk Schouten by just 5 points. Dirk Schouten still putting Imola very much behind him. Had a good day yesterday. The number 34 car coming home in 4th place. That was elevated to points for 2nd place on account of Larry ten Voorde ahead of him, being a guest driver, as was also the case for Walter Bergkamp. So Dirk Schouten 2nd in the point standings. I make it that Paul Meyer has 113 and Dirk Schouten has 108, just 5 behind. But Paul Meyer is starting from pole position. You can see that on your graphic on the screen, that Paul Meyer is starting from pole today with Sam Yongyan, who has suddenly jumped into the championship hunt. He's jumped up into a joint 4th place by my calculations, courtesy of that pole position and 2nd place yesterday, and started 2nd on the grid today. This is going to be very entertaining. Also in the championship, Benjamin Pack, 97 points. That's 16 back from Paul Meyer. So Benjamin Pack very much in the championship hunt, as well is the case for Robin Knudsen. He has 81 points, as does Sam Yongyan in that 4th place. As I say, these are my rough calculations, and with a number of guest drivers here, they may be subject to confirmation. The guest drivers don't score points, so everybody moves up a place in terms of points standings. In the Rookie Championship, we've already said it's Sam Yongyan who's leading the way, and he has... looking at the points, no, he doesn't lead the way, I beg your pardon, it's Cobra Powell who leads the way. It's Sam Yongyan in second. There were a little moment of joy for the Sam Yongyan fans there. 17 points back from Cobra Powell. He has 152 points. Sam Yongyan has 135. It is turning into something of a two-horse race in the Rookie Championship, with Jurien de Back some 67 points behind, and potentially, well, he is in with a shout at the Rookie Championship, but a lot of work to do if he's going to pick it up from there. In the Pro-Am Championships, Yannick Kakea leads the way from Jules Grau, both drivers recording non-finishes yesterday. Yannick Kakea had a torrid time in qualifying and started from the back, got into all sorts of traumas in the race and scored no points. It was a bit of an open goal for Jules Grau to maybe pick up some points and move into the championship lead, but he too was in the wars as well and recorded a non-finish. He collected one of the stacks of marker tyres, brought out a full course yellow with debris on the circuit. So he recorded a non-finish, and as a non-classified driver, I don't think he's going to get the points, even though there weren't the full number of Pro-Am drivers in the field. So he remains in second place, 10 points behind Yannick Kakea, with Mike Rosenberg, the driver to have gained the most, in third place. He moves to within 44 points of Yannick Kakea in the Pro-Am Championship. So lots to play for, but it's the overall championship that is incredibly close, and the man on the right-hand side of your screen there, Paul Meyer, is the man who leads the way. He's still at the front, but Dirk Schouten has taken a big chunk out of his championship lead, and Dirk Schouten in the yellow and orange car, third in line as they pull off on their formation lap. He will be looking to close that gap even further, but he would really need to get in front of Paul Meyer, the number 7 car, which has been incredibly consistent this year. Paul Meyer, who's had a 9th, a 2nd, a 5th, a 3rd, a 1st, a 2nd and a 6th. Those are good, solid points. And it's not necessarily race wins that win championships, it is consistency. And that is exactly what Paul Meyer is. He is a consistent driver. Dirk Schouten's poor form at Imola has really hurt him in the championship. So suddenly he is playing catch up, but he can do it from there. As I said already, we have a number of guest drivers, none more so than yesterday's winner, Larry Tenforder, who in qualifying yesterday morning went to the top of the timing screens 3 times and 3 times had the fast lap disallowed. He finally got a fast lap in, which put him on the front row for yesterday's race in P2, but he didn't get a second fastest lap. That was able to stick, and so he starts from 18th place. So we will have one eye on the number 33 car, because he will have to work his way through from near the back of the pack. Domas Radonis has had another solid qualifying session. He starts on the 2nd row alongside Dirk Schouten. On the 3rd row, the visiting Walter Burkamps and Sasha Norden, who finished in 7th place yesterday. Burkamps finished in 3rd yesterday, but also 7th place Benjamin Pack and Niels Langeveld. Keep an eye on them. They will be pushing forwards. Cobra Powell's the Rookie Championship leader, starts in P9, and he has Robin Knutson for company alongside him. Then it's Nick Ho and Jurien de Back. Hans Weiss is the pole sitter for the Pro-Ams, 13th overall, with Jules Grau alongside. And then it's Walter Zviedris and Ziad Geris on the 8th row. 9th row, Mike Rosenberg and Larry Tenforder. Then Draker Janssen and Colin Berninghausen, another of the visiting drivers, although he's here pretty well in every race. Alex Ryman, a poor day yesterday, and that 5-place grid drop relegates him to 21st place, with Yannick Kakea and Thomas Kangro bringing up the rear of the grid. Those were the 2 drivers that both brought out red flags during qualifying yesterday morning, and both of them taking a big hit in terms of the championship hunt, especially Yannick Kakea, who, may I remind you, is leading in the Pro-Ams. He's got a long half an hour ahead of him as he has to fight his way back from one but last place on the grid. The skies are slightly slightly crowded, easy for me to say, and there is a massive crowd in to watch these cars this weekend. To everybody who's joining us around the world, we know there's an awful lot of people watching here, a lot of people shouting at their screens. You all have your favorites. Well, now get ready to shout, because it's going to get very, very noisy as we get ready to start round 8 of a 12 race season. Race 8 of a 12 race season. It is Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux TT Circuit Assen style. We are go! And it's Paul Meyer who steps off that pole position, leading the field in towards turn 1. Sam Yongyan, not a great start. Dirk Schuiten sweeping around the outside. A little lock up from Paul Meyer. Keep an eye on Dirk Schuiten going wide into turn 1. The rest of the cars coming through. It looks like almost 3 abreast going into turn 2. And a little touch from Sam Yongyan, sending Paul Meyer wide. Yongyan into the lead. Dirk Schuiten into second place. Domas Radonas in there as well. Also Walter Bergkamp. Now Dirk Schuiten sliding to the inside of Sam Yongyan, but it's Yongyan who leads the way. He's looking for his first ever win in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, but there may have been the slightest contact on Paul Meyer. Meyer losing places down into 4th place. It's Walter Bergkamp who comes through to steal the position away from him. There's Sasha Norden, a great start from him. Domas Radonas just going backwards through the pack slightly, needs to gather it all up, but your race leader is Sam Yongyan. Dirk Schuiten just behind him. Walter Bergkamp, who is so rapid around here, following his every move. There is Domas Radonis on the inside of Niels Langeveld. The two cars running side by side for position in these opening laps of the race. A great opportunity to pick up places. That's exactly what Niels Langeveld does, sailing through on the inside of Domas Radonas, also in there. That looks like Benjamin Pack in the black and white car as well. But your race leader is Sam Yongyan, leading the way ahead of Dirk Schuiten. So the car's coming round to complete a lap. Sasha Norden just going through your screen there. The rest of the cars settling down. They come to cross the line. Sam Yongyan weaving to get heat into the tyres and into the brakes. Of course, tyre warmers not allowed. They're still scrapping for positions. That's Larry Ted Forder. We said he was going to be quick. Already he's up past Benjamin Pack and Robin Knudsen. So Larry Ted Forder coming through the pack. He's up into 10th place already. To remind you, he started in 18th place. Now I could see windscreen wipers going, so I said we weren't expecting rain, but a couple of cars with windscreen wipers going. Now there's nothing too significant on the track at the moment that would affect grip, but can the weather potentially play a trick on this race? We will find out, because it is 30 minutes plus 1 lap. We've had 2.5 of those 30 minutes already, and it's Sam Yongyan who leads the way. The stewards having a look at the start, and a 5-second time penalty has been added to Domas Radonas's time, a jump start. So car number 5 with a 5-second time penalty for a jump start. So the stewards taking a look at that video, and it will be added at the end of the race. The time will be added on. So positions challenged up and down the pack. Incredible progress from Larry Ten Forder. Incredible progress from Sam Yongyan, leading the way by just about a second from Dirk Schuiten. Dirk Schuiten ahead of Paul Meyer. That is significant in the points championship hunt. So across the line they come once again. The gap 0.8 of a second. So it is Walter Bergkamp who has jumped in front of Dirk Schuiten. So Walter Bergkamp in the number 30 car, making it up into second place. He's a guesting driver. We've got a yellow flag at turn 17. So clearly there's some problems there. Alex Ryman working his way back on the inside of Thomas Cangro. And it's the 37 car, Hans Weiss Jr. going spinning. He regathers it all up and rejoins. So that may have been the reason for the yellow flag. Now, is there debris on the track? Is there a tyre stack on the track? It looks as though there might be. The yellow flag is waving, but the number 37 car, Hans Weiss Jr., who went spinning, he is able to rejoin, so there's no cars stranded, but if there is anything on the track in terms of tyres, then we may well get a full course yellow. Sasha Norden in car 21, fighting for position. Niels Langeveld in there, challenging him for position. Behind them, Domas Radonis, and then Larry Tenforder. The car that started in 18th place, Tenforder, up into 8th place. So he has already made up 10 places in this race. Again to the inside, Niels Langeveld, a little bit of a rub. Sasha Norden with part of the car damaged. You can see some of the aerodynamic aids trailing a little bit. There's Larry Tenforder in the blue and white car to the inside of Domas Radonis. He is sizing up Sasha Norden ahead of him and Niels Langeveld. The yellow flag looks to have cleared, but Niels Langeveld on the inside of Sasha Norden. Larry Tenforder on his coattails, trying to follow through. Sasha Norden going wide in the chicane. Out onto the pit straight they come. The large crowd here at TT Circuit Assen being thoroughly entertained. Domas Radonas ducking to the inside to avoid Sasha Norden. Under braking into the corner. In the background there, Koba Powers as well, the rookie championship leader, pushing Sasha Norden as hard as he dare in towards turn one. Norden on the inside, Domas Radonas on the outside, but Koba Powers tries to see a gap on the inside. It looks like it's going the way of Sasha Norden. Very dialed in today. Sasha Norden at the front of that particular battle. 7th place, but Larry Tenforder, he has checked out of that particular fight. Now homing in on Niels Langeveld. You just saw Dirk Schouten going through your screen. He looks to be under pressure from his main championship rival, Paul Meyer. You could see that he was latched onto his back bumper as they came through the picture. We've still got 24 minutes of this remaining, and this is your race leader, Sam Yongyan. Walter Bergkamp's another of the guest drivers in 2nd place, looking very rapid indeed. Sam Yongyan leading the way. He's led the first few corners in yesterday's race, and then it was Larry Tenforder, a guest driver, who got in front. Yongyan did get maximum points because the guest drivers do not score points, but now, sense of deja vu, a guest driver hassling him in 2nd place. Dirk Schouten in 3rd with Paul Meyer for company, so a bit of a gap has opened up between them. Dirk Schouten 1.7 seconds back from the race leader. Here comes Yongyan into turn 1. Walter Bergkamp just there at the moment, biding his time before he makes his challenge. Now is Dirk Schouten closing in. Schouten 1.766 down from the race leader. Then it's Paul Meyer. That is significant because it's very much the championship challenge that is going on. There is Schouten, there is Paul Meyer. That is 3rd and 4th place. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your first 4 cars in this race. Running now almost nose to tail because I think Dirk Schouten is starting to close in on Walter Bergkamp, who is in turn closing in on Sam Yongyan, who leads this race. So the incident with Sasha Norden at turn 11 has been noted by our race stewards. There is no penalty that has been issued that we can see. The first 4 running together. Walter Bergkamp's looking a little bit impatient to get past. Last year he guested here at this event. He got a 3rd and a 4th place. Yesterday he got a 3rd place. He wants to improve on that. He wants to take his first win in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. He's challenging Sam Yongyan for the lead of this race. 22 minutes remaining plus 1 lap as the cars head around turn 13 and 14. A massive lockup. Hans Weiss Jr., guesting driver, looks to have been in the wars in this race, and that was another lockup, a big flat spot on those tyres. And there's going to be a lot of vibration in that car as a result of that lockup. So looking at the category races, of course, our leading rookie is Sam Yongyan. He is leading the race as well. 2nd in the rookies is Domas Radonis, but don't forget he has a 5-second time penalty. And 3rd in the rookies, Kobe Powles, who is in 9th place overall. The stewards are looking at a number of investigations and a number of incidents, including Hans Weiss Jr. and Thomas Cangro. It doesn't look like there's any issues with any of the cars that are leading the way, though. In the Pro-Am race is Jules Graul who leads the way. You can see how much gravel there is on the track as a result of drivers going wide. and driving those tyre stacks onto the track as well. So yes, Jules Grau leading the way in 17th place overall. In second in the Pro-Ams, Yannick Caquet having a better day than yesterday. He is second in the Pro-Ams in 20th overall. And Hans Weiss Jr., despite all the traumas, he is third in the Pro-Am race and is in 21st place overall. Our race leader, Sam Yongyan, it looks as though he has fended off the attentions of Wouter Bergkamps for the moment. But you do wonder whether Bergkamps, who has been so rapid here all week long in free practice, in qualifying and in yesterday's race, and you do wonder whether he's just winding himself up for another attack. Of course, this is all about tyre preservation, keeping the tyres in good condition, because this half-hour race is very challenging on the Michelin tyres. And there is Larry ten Voorde. He now closing in on Paul Meyer in 4th place. So Larry ten Voorde from 18th place on the grid up to 5th place. To the inside of Cobra Powers goes Sasha Norden. So Sasha Norden on the inside of Cobra Powers. That is for 7th place. So Sasha Norden, in fact, it's Cobra Powers who is now showing ahead of Sasha Norden. On the previous lap, it was Sasha Norden who was at the front of that battle. So it's Cobra Powers pushing forwards. Robin Knutson in there as well as Domas Radonis, Benjamin Pack, Draker Janssen, also there Nick Ho. I can see Colin Berninghausen. This is quite a fight, all lining up for that 7th place. This is the 7th place battle. Look at this traffic jam here at TT Circuit Assen, heading into turn 6 and turn 7. A real fight for every last point. Benjamin Pack, a 2-times winner this season already, looking for his 3rd, looking for points anywhere he can get them to keep his championship hunt on track. Robin Knutson, another championship challenger on the inside of Sasha Norden, the driver of the 21 car. Had a fairly quiet start to the season, but has been picking up the pace, has looked very lively here at Assen all week long. There is Benjamin Pack, Draker Janssen behind him, then is Nick Ho and Colin Berninghausen, all in a line at the moment, but challenging for position. At the front, Sam Yongyan still leading the way by about half a second. And we'll keep one eye on that and one eye on this fight here. A compelling fight here at TT Circuit Assen. Many of the drivers who are in the talent pool as well are fighting for position. And Cobra Powers, the talent pool, a great initiative that trains and nurtures these young drivers for cup racing. And Cobra Powers really showing how he can put that education to good use as he continues to pull away from Sasha Norden in that 7th place. Norden looking to be struggling a bit for pace, and we saw a little bit of damage on the side of his car, and that may be hampering him somewhat as Robin Knutson has a little look to the inside and to the outside. Nothing there at the moment, but as they head around towards turn 6 and turn 7, is he going to make a challenge for position? The 4th gear sequence of corners, then it's up to turn 8. A 3rd gear corner taking about 130 kilometers an hour. Around turn 8 they come, and towards turn 9, it'll be up to 5th gear, 200 kilometers an hour into turn 9. A 3rd gear corner taking about 115 kilometers an hour. So really technical part of the circuit, really important to hit all the apexes, to get it absolutely right, because one mistake in these cars will let somebody through, and that's exactly what's happened for Nick Ho. He sees a gap on the inside, and Colin Berninghausen fills that gap and is through and into position. That is for 13th place. So Nick Ho relegated a position by the guesting Colin Berninghausen. Colin, who is sharing his time with Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, also in Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Germany. So very much gaining more and more experience. He's come from another series that he was running in last year, but has now joined Porsche and has taken to it so well. Looking very impressive. Also looking impressive, 3 times Porsche 6th Carrera Cup Germany champion, 2 times Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup champion, Larry ten Voorde has caught up with the leaders. How is that possible? From 18th on the grid in cars that are all absolutely identical. Larry ten Voorde now homing in on Paul Meyer and Dirk Schouten. How hard can he challenge? We are reaching the halfway point of this race, and Larry Tenforder, well, we thought he would be out of the question for him to win this race, but suddenly he can see the race leader just ahead of him, and he can see the potential to steal 2 out of 2. Larry Tenforder, who has a 100% winning record here at Assen, to the inside of Paul Meyer. Meyer has nothing for the number 33 car. Larry Tenforder goes sailing through into 4th place from 18th place on the grid. Now ahead of him, Dirk Schuten, the next car that he will be looking to pick off, the number 34 yellow and orange car, the car that has the GoFundMe sponsors written on the back, the names of so many people who are helping Dirk to afford his season of racing, and they will be shouting, all of them will be shouting at their screen at the moment as he looks to defend from the might of Larry Tenforder, but the number 33 steamroller challenging for 3rd position. Dirk Schuten will know the blue and white car is filling his mirrors. He wants to get past Walter Bergkamp ahead of him, but he makes the challenge now. He will let Larry Tenforder through. Meanwhile, all of this is allowing Sam Yoyan to stretch his legs to 1.9 seconds at the front. This is the fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Brilliant stuff here in race 8 of the season for Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. There is our race leader coming through in the green and black car. This is the fight for 2nd. Walter Bergkamp, Dirk Schuten, Larry Tenforder, Paul Meyer. Now, he's probably not ruled it out that he might try and challenge Larry Tenforder back. Draker Janssen has had a warning for disrespecting track limits. The incident between Domas Radonas and Sasha Norden, no further investigation. Larry Tenforder sees the gap on the inside of Dirk Schuten. Dirk has nothing that he can offer his fellow countryman, and Larry Tenforder through takes that position away. Larry Tenforder from 18th place on the grid is into a podium position. Now Walter Bergkamp ahead of him in the number 30 car. The 2 guesting drivers, and although, that is Thomas Cangro going straight on into the runoff area. Looks like no harm done, but it's been a difficult time for him. Look at this, Larry Tenforder. That is a replay, I believe, of Larry Tenforder. As you were, we'll all calm down, sit down. Larry Tenforder on the inside. That is how he got past Dirk Schuten, now challenging Walter Bergkamp for that 2nd place. So Dirk Schuten will be aware that the 2 cars in front of him will not be scoring points. So car 30 and car 33, as guest drivers, do not score points. So if things finished as they are now, it will be Sam Yoyan who gets 25 points for a win. It will be Dirk Schuten who would get the 20 points for 2nd place. But their finishing on the podium is something these drivers want to do. They want the trophies. Larry Tenforder starting to look a little bit impatient as he puts the pressure onto Walter Bergkamp. He looks to the outside, going around in towards turn 8. Still Walter Bergkamp holding on to that position. It's allowing Dirk Schuten. Look at Schuten closing in. Larry Tenforder though finds a gap on the inside. Bergkamp's fighting hard side by side, these 2 cars for this 2nd place. Suddenly Dirk Schuten is back in there again. He fancies stealing a position off Larry Tenforder. What a job that would be if he could do that. But for 2nd place as they fight each other, this is a gift for Sam Yoyan. It's allowing him to open up the gap into the lead to nearly 3 seconds. Still Walter Bergkamp doing a phenomenal job holding off Larry Tenforder. Out of turn 16, 17 and 18, out onto the pit straight they come. Is this going to be an overtaking opportunity, reaching 230 kilometres an hour in 5th gear in towards turn 1? Then the heavy braking into the 3rd gear corner at about 120 kilometres an hour. And then the windy section. You would say this is not a great opportunity for overtaking in this part of the circuit, but Larry Tenforder has proven he can overtake anywhere. Dirk Schuten looking eager. Can he find a route past car number 33? Larry knows that if he makes the move on car 30, if he tries to go around the outside, if he leaves a gap, Dirk Schuten will fill that gap and steal that trophy away from him. There's your race leader, Sam Yongyan. He is saying to himself, carry on, chaps. You just carry on fighting, because this is allowing me to break clear, because he now has 4.4 seconds in the lead of this race. This might be exactly what Sam Yongyan needs to take his first ever win in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. We knew it might be coming, but he's got to hold on for another 10 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap. We've got a yellow flag up at turn 5. So somebody's clearly had a moment. Oh, Thomas Cangro and Alex Ryman. It looks like a little bit of a punt from Thomas Cangro. A little bit of contact there. And Cangro is having yet another incident, and he looks like he's made some pretty significant contact with the barrier. Now, if that car is stranded there, it would bring out a safety car. So Sam Yongyan will be wishing very much that Cangro car gets moving. And Robin Knudsen into the gravel trap. This may well bring out a safety car just as Larry Tenford steals that second place away from Walter Bergkamp. So just as that happens, now Sam Yongyan has a 4.8 second lead. Now Dirk Schouten to the inside of Walter Bergkamp's 2. So Dirk Schouten up into 3rd place. But I've got one eye on the screens, because if we get a safety car, that 4.8 second lead that Sam Yongyan has built up through sweat and hard work will disappear to nothing, and Larry Tenford will be rubbing his hands together. 9.5 minutes remaining of this race, plus the mandatory 1 lap. The question is, has Robin Knudsen been able to get the number 32 car moving and out of the gravel trap? No, he hasn't. This could be a disaster for Sam Yongyan. Paul Meyer, in the meantime, going to the inside of Walter Bergkamp. Bergkamp can't get it slowed down. He disappears off somewhere into downtown Assen. He rejoins again, and he's going to have to give that position to Paul Meyer, because that will be perceived as an advantage. The safety car is out. Safety car is out. So the cars are going to be brought back single file, nose to tail. This is exactly what Sam Yongyan did not want. He had a lead of nearly 5 seconds. That is going to reduce to nothing. And suddenly, Larry Tenford is going to be on his back bumper. It's going to be deja vu from yesterday. So there is Yongyan. There is Larry Tenford. Don't discount Dirk Schouten. The driver of the number 34 car, who is ever the opportunist, may well have his sights on trying to get past both of them once this race gets back underway. So Yongyan will be saying to the track marshals, take your time, chaps, don't hurry, I'm happy to carry on as we are. But he has the number 33 car just behind him. Larry Tenford, as we look again at an incident with Thomas Cangro and Alex Ryman. Also there was Jules Grau. This is where Cangro saw the back end turning around, and he spun around. That was Wolters Verdres taken to the runoff area and rejoining. So they're fighting further back now. Robin Knudsen, this is potentially where we saw him disappearing into the ground. It was alongside Colin Berninghausen at the time. Behind them was... There is Paul Meyer to the inside of that one. So good to get some replays. That was Walter Bergkamp doing that missile across the runoff area. Right, we're back to live pictures again. So Sam Yongyan weaving to keep the heat in the tyres. Larry Tenford, the number 33. He's chosen that number as a reference to his very good friend Max Verstappen. The two of them who are very good friends. Of course, Max is currently number 1 in Formula 1, and Larry has chosen number 1 for his Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany car, but he's number 33 here at TT Circuit Assen, and you can see some similarities. The take no prisoners approach of Max Verstappen very much passed on to his friend. I've got some news coming up here of a 5-second time penalty that has been issued to our race leader, Sam Yongyan. Has just popped up on my screen as we see Draker Janssen parked up at the side of the track, but our race leader with a 5-second time penalty for that contact that we saw on the opening lap with Paul Meyer. This is very significant indeed. So this will effectively put Larry Tenforder into the lead of this race. Sam Yongyan, your race leader, with a 5-second time penalty for contact with Paul Meyer. A very significant indeed. Suddenly, the opportunity to win this, his first ever race in Porsche Carrera Benelux, disappearing out of the window. Larry Tenforder will have had the message. He will still want to get past on the track. And Sam Yongyan will be thinking about that lead of nearly 5 seconds that he had before this safety car came out. It might have meant that he could have kept hold of the win had he stayed in front. But now, with a little over 5 minutes remaining, the car's nose to tail. A 5-second time penalty is going to hurt Sam Yongyan so much because the cars are bunched up, and as things are at the moment, it will drop him a long way of the podium position. So have another look at the start here. There is Sam Yongyan on the left of the screen. There is Paul Meyer. Dirk Schuiten was there as well, but it was coming into turn 1, and there was a little tap here that we saw. There is Meyer. Right, now out of turn 1 in towards turn 2. This was a significant bit. A little bit of contact from Sam Yongyan on the number 7 car that just punted him wide. That caused Paul Meyer to drop back through the pack. And what an absolute shame for Sam Yongyan. He had done all the hard work. He had built up that gap of nearly 5 seconds. And that little tap that got him into the lead has seen him in front of the stewards effectively. There it is. That's a very clear view of it. And we did comment on it on the opening lap that there might be an issue there. The contact that relegated Paul Meyer down into 3rd place. So Sam Yongyan will need to pull out a gap of over 5 seconds if he wants to keep the win of this race. And with 3 3/4 minutes remaining and Larry Tenforder behind, one has to say that is going to be something of a big ask. There is Draker Jansen's car being removed from the circuit. We've got notification the safety car is in on this lap, and we will be back under racing for the final, what will be around 3 minutes plus 1 lap of this race 8, an enthralling race 8 of the season for Porsche Carrera Benelux 2024. Now, Larry Tenforder, yes, he's quick. Yes, he's come from 18th place, but do not discount Dirk Schuiten, Wouter Bergkamps, or Paul Meyer, or Niels Langeveld, or any of the others that are behind. They are all really desperate for points and trophies and podiums. The safety car is in. Sam Yongyan hits the accelerator, pulls away. Already Larry Tenforder having a little look along the pit straight that come in towards turn 1. Sam Yongyan on the outside. Larry Tenforder to the inside into turn 1. It's Larry Tenforder who takes the lead. Dirk Schuiten next up the road in 3rd place, looking at the back of Sam Yongyan. So Larry Tenforder leading the way, the driver who won yesterday. He's come from 18th place on the grid to now lead this race. Sam Yongyan 2nd place, looking under threat from Dirk Schuiten. Also in there, Wouter Bergkamps. In the rookie race, it's Sam Yongyan clearly who leads that. In the Pro-Am race, it's Jules Grau who's still at the front of that particular battle in the orange and black machine, the number 77. This is for 2nd place. Sam Yongyan with 2 minutes remaining, with Dirk Schuiten just behind him, but Yongyan will not get a podium position unless he can find 5 seconds from somewhere. Warning flags been given to Colin Berninghausen and to Wouter Bergkamp for disrespecting track limits. But it is just a warning at the moment. 1 minute and 3/4 remaining. It's Larry Tenforder leading the way. Sam Yongyan in 2nd place. Dirk Schuiten now putting the pressure on. His team may well have given him the message that Yongyan is going to be relegated 5 seconds down the order, but he'll want to get past him on the track. Wouter Bergkamp's looking to jump as even these 2 cars get together. We're fighting for the podium positions. Larry Tenforder has checked out at the front with 1 minute and 1/4 plus 1 lap remaining of race 8 of the season. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, here they come. into turns 16, 17 and 18. The quick succession of corners through the chicane, out onto the pit straight they come once again. Flat out, Sam Yongyan now weaving to put heat into the tyres here. Can't do too much of that, or the stewards may say that that is blocking, and they may well decide to issue another penalty. Dirk Schuiten looking very, very keen in that second place, but he can't find the gap on the inside. Sam Yongyan going deep into turn 1, in towards turn 2. Dirk Schuiten there as well is Wouter Bergkamp. This is so close. The fight for second place. 30 seconds of timed racing remaining. So it's going to be what remains of this lap and one more, because Larry Tenforder at the moment is out at turn 6. Sam Yongyan goes straight on through the runoff area, clearly running out of brakes, running out of grip. Suddenly what looked like a possible race win has fallen apart. That was Nick Ho as well, looked like he was going off through the runoff area, but Sam Yongyan, well, he's rejoined, but he may well be required to give up that position to Dirk Schuiten, because he went through the runoff area. And it certainly, did he gain an advantage? Did he lose anything to Dirk Schuiten? It looked like he opened up the gap, and the race stewards might have something to say about that as our race leader comes into turn 13 and 14 at the moment. The clock has struck 0, and in just a few moments, Larry Tenforder will start the last race, the last lap of the race. The second race of this weekend. It has been an enthralling race, and it's car number 33 from 18th place on the grid, who now leads the way by 3.1 seconds from Sam Yongyan. In third place, Dirk Schuiten. Further back, Sasha Norden and Colin Bernigshausen. There's Alex Ryman pointing in the wrong direction. So Alex Ryman having a moment on that final lap. He rejoins, so much to look at. Up and down the pack, great racing from Porsche Carrera Benelux. It was Ryman, looks like he just lost it on his own. He managed to keep it out of the barriers and was able to rejoin, but Larry Tenforder on the final lap of the weekend for Porsche Carrera Benelux. What an astonishing drive. Second place, Sam Yongyan. We saw him go through that runoff area. Behind him, Dirk Schuiten. So Yongyan holding on to that second place, but he has that 5-second time penalty. You can see on your screens that will drop him down a long way down the order, with the cars so bunched up after that safety car. In second place, though, it will be Dirk Schuiten when the checkered flag falls, because Wouter Bergkamp is going to be too far back to challenge him. Around turn 11 comes our race leader, Larry Tenforder, at the moment, but this fight for second place on the track continues to rage on. Into turn 12, Larry Tenforder. These cars into 11 and 12 themselves. This is your race leader, Larry Tenforder, car number 33, looking like he's going to keep his 100% record of winning every race he started in Porsche Carrera Benelux at Assen. Here comes Larry Tenforder out of the final corner. A phenomenal drive from 18th on the grid. It's a win, 2 out of 2 this weekend, 4 out of 4 ever for Larry Tenforder in Porsche Carrera Benelux at Assen. Sam Yongyan crossing the line second, but with that 5-second time penalty, that will hand second place to Dirk Schuiten. Wouter Bergkamp will get another podium with third place. Paul Meyer crosses the line in fifth ahead of Niels Langeveld. And then Koba Pauwels and Domas Radonis ahead of Colin Bernigshausen and Sasha Norden. The winner in the rookie race. Well, we'll wait for Sam Yongyan's penalty to be applied, but he should still hold on to the top step of the podium in the rookie race. Now, car 7, a 5-second time penalty has been added to his time for exceeding track limits. So this is significant. Paul Meyer in car number 7 has had 5 seconds added onto his time for exceeding track limits. We said track limits may well be an issue here. That is exactly what has happened, because Paul Meyer, the championship leader, with a 5-second time penalty, that is going to relegate him further down through the pack. I'm going to wait for our timing screens to correct themselves in a bit, and hopefully we can bring you a result. But car number 7 with 5 seconds, also Sasha Norden for track limits, has also had 5 seconds added onto his time. So everything very much subject to confirmation. This is a replay of Larry Tenforder and Paul Meyer. Now, was this where Meyer went very deep in his defence? That was Larry Tenforder getting past the number 7 car, and that was Paul Meyer going very wide. Whether that was maybe a contributing factor, but that was Larry Tenforder finding a route pass through Dirk Schouten, and really nothing can get in the way of the number 33 car. He has been phenomenal, has Larry Tenforder, all weekend. We really didn't think he could win it from 18th place, but that's exactly what he managed to do. This was the start, the part of the race where he did get past Sam Yongyan at the restart, and here's a replay of him taking the checkered flag. A phenomenal drive from Larry Tenforder. Sam Yongyan second across the line, but with a 5-second time penalty ahead of Dirk Schouten. Wouter Bergkamp. Paul Meyer was 5th across the line, but he too has the 5-second time penalty. Niels Langeveld, Kobe Pauwels, and Domas Radonis. He has a 5-second time penalty from the start of the race, as we see Larry Tenforder on his slow down lap. Then Colin Bernighuisen, Sasha Norden with a 5-second time penalty crossed the line in 10th place ahead of Nick Ho. Benjamin Pack, Walter Zwierdrich. Then Jurien de Back, Jules Grauw, and it's Jules Grauw who takes the first place in the Pro-Am race. Jules Grauw, 14th overall, he takes the Pro-Am victory. Right, our timing screens have now been updated. I can confirm that the winner, Larry Tenforder, second, Dirk Schouten, in third place, Wouter Bergkamp. So that's your 1, 2, 3. In 4th place, Niels Langeveld. The winner in the rookies is in fact Kobe Pauwels, because the time penalty has relegated Sam Yongyan down to 6th place and 2nd in the rookie race, and 3rd in the rookies, Colin Bernighuisen. Paul Meyer, championship leader, down in 8th place, and that will see his championship lead handed back over to Dirk Schouten once all the calculations are done. Domas Radonis was in 9th place after his penalty, then in 10th, Nick Ho. Benjamin Pack in 11th place ahead of Walter Zwierdrich, Jurien de Back, and then the winner in the Pro-Am race, Jules Grauw. A much better day yesterday, as was also the case for second in the Pro-Ams, Yanni Kakea. He finished 15th overall. Sasha Norden, after his penalty, down in 16th, with Hans Weiss 3rd in the Pro-Am race, so he gets a podium. Mike Rosenberg is 18th ahead of Ziad Geris. Thomas Kangro, who had a fairly torrid time, as did Alex Ryman. They were 20th and 21st. Draker Janssen and Robin Knutsen were both non-finishers, and of course that brought out the safety car. What a spectacular race for Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. You can pick up all the news, check out the socials, the Twitter, the wait for Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, the Instagram. Lots of updates, lots of pictures, lots to be keeping across. We're taking a short break from Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. We're heading into a mini summer break, and we will be back in September. It'll be September the 13th, 14th and 15th, where we will be regathering in the Styrian Mountains. We will be at the Red Bull Ring in Austria for rounds 9 and races 9 and 10, round 5, and then it will all come to a end at Circuit Zolder on the 11th to 13th of October. I do hope you have enjoyed our coverage here this weekend from TT Circuit Assen. The headline, Larry Tenforder continues his 100% record in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, but Dirk Schouten jumps to the top of the championship. We'll look forward to seeing you in Austria in September. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.